So Dyson actually made a car. Yes, the vacuum cleaner brand, and to be fair, other household appliances, they made a car. And they were very, very serious. At one point, James Dyson, the founder of Dyson, had over 600 people working on this car, which was codenamed N526, with a planned budget of 3.7 billion Aussie dollars when the project was first announced in 2017. However, by October 2019, just 2 years later, James Dyson pulled the plug on his passion project after already investing almost $1 billion of his own money. But what even was the Dyson car, and how the heck does a consumer electronics brand begin to make cars? Well, the Dyson car was honestly way ahead of its time. The vast majority of electric cars on sale today will use either lithium-ion or lithium ferrous phosphate batteries to power the cars. However, Dyson, the company, was and still is apparently planning on using solid-state batteries, not just for cars, but for other things too. And if they had used it in the car, it would have been revolutionary for any mass-produced EV. Now, solid-state batteries for cars are relatively new. They use solid materials instead of liquids to store and move electrical energy, and that makes them safer and also capable of holding more power. And this means that a car can travel longer distances on a single charge, and the batteries are less prone to catching fire. And whilst they offer significant advantages like improved durability and performance in cold weather, they are still very much under development and are really, really expensive, at least when you compare it to traditional lithium-ion batteries. And as a result, they're just not really widely used in electric vehicles today. Still, that didn't seem to stop Mr. Dyson from making some pretty bold claims. Firstly, that the car could drive 965 kilometers on a single charge, but also this range could be achieved, and I quote here, even on a freezing February night on the naughty side of 70 miles per hour on the motorway with the heater on and the radio at full blast. Now, that's a very big claim indeed. To put this into perspective, Tesla's longest range car they sell at the moment, the Tesla Model S, has a maximum range of 650 kilometers. And secondly, despite weighing 2.6 tons, the Dyson car was not slow. With 400 kilowatt of power and 650 newton meters of torque through Dyson motors, this would have propelled the car from 0 to 100 in just 4.8 seconds while reaching a top speed of 201 kilometers an hour. And the interior was also rather crazy, with a segmented seat design and a heads-up display that Dyson described as floating in your face like a hologram. And despite claims of manufacturing beginning in Singapore soon, the Dyson car was ultimately shelved because each car would have to cost at least $282,000 just to cover expenses. But there have also been other major examples of consumer electronic brands trying to move into car manufacturing, but also failing. Famously, Apple just cancelled their Project Titan, and that had reportedly over 1,000 engineers and other experts working on it. Now, details are pretty scarce because Apple, but the car was initially going to be fully autonomous. There were going to be no pedals, no steering wheel. And after the project began in 2014 and reportedly hundreds of layoffs later, the Apple car was just going to end up being a normal car that used Apple Silicon, semi-autonomous ADAS level 2 driving, and that is already kind of available elsewhere. And it was also going to be likely produced in partnership with Hyundai in Korea. But as of February 27, 2024, Apple's leadership announced in internal communications that the whole project was cancelled and resources would be put into their generative AI projects. By the way, Apple, according to the New York Times, had spent $10 billion US dollars on the project in the 10 years of development, which is mental. That's so much money. So clearly, it's pretty damn hard to make an electric car, even for some of the world's biggest and most powerful companies. Seriously, these companies make more money than a lot of small countries combined. But Huawei is different, clearly. The Chinese technology conglomerate has just released their first ever sedan, the Luxeed S7. Luxeed, a joint venture between Chery and Huawei, is positioning their S7 as a competitor to Tesla's Model S. This new brand, only recently named, quickly gained attention with over 20,000 pre-orders and an impressive maximum range of 855 kilometers per charge, knocking on the door of the Dyson car, clearly. The S7 was officially launched in Shanghai with pricing starting at just $35,000. $50,000 US, and it comes with advanced features like the LiDAR cluster on the roof for better autonomous driving performance. Notably, it boasts rapid charging capabilities with an 800-volt architecture, and the top model offers substantial range advantages over similar class vehicles for less money. The launch also highlighted a price reduction from initial pre-order figures, trying to add to its appeal in the luxury EV market. Huawei aims to rival brands like Tesla, like BMW, with the Luxeed S7, and they're offering really high-tech features but at extremely competitive pricing. And while you may think Huawei have just rebadged a Chery product, you'd be very wrong. Like I said, it's built on an 800-volt architecture, but this is Huawei's Big Whale internal platform, and it also uses Huawei motors capable of propelling the Luxeed S7 from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in just 3.3 seconds, from a 150 kilowatt motor at the front and a 250 kilowatt motor at the rear. And like I said, not only does it come with a huge LiDAR dome on the roof, it has no less than 3 millimeter wave radars, 11 ultrasonic radars, and 11 cameras to achieve close to fully autonomous driving. Interestingly, Huawei's strategy is to essentially partner with brands like Chery, who have an existing supply chain, which is one of the hardest things to do as a new car brand. And they use some of these existing car brands as a knowledge base to then plant in their own technology and build their cars for them. So maybe it's not just about how much money you throw at something, but really it's just about working smarter. So I guess this is a perfect example of work smarter, not harder. Let me know what you guys think though. Were you wanting to buy a Dyson car or Apple car, or would you want Huawei to start selling some of their cars in Australia? And also, don't forget, we can help you buy any new car here in Australia. My team will help you get the best price for new cars in stock and at zero cost and zero obligations to you too. So make sure you check out carsauce.com/buy if you want the absolute best deals. Ciao for now.